Well, I want to finish up by talking about. I actually heard this on another podcast, and I thought it was a great idea for us to try. Um, some end of the season awards, like almost like sports awards. So first, I want to ask who was this season's MVP as far as your favorite person who added the most to the show as a character.
Ooh, I know
Okay,
who.
Bob, who's the MVP?
The Kingslayer.
Jamie Lannister.
Jamie Lannister. I loved how we got to see a new side of him, and all of a sudden I resonate with this character. I empathize with him. I want to know how he moves forward in the story. He's not just this, jerk off like some of the other Lannisters. Well, most of them aren't anymore. It's just Joffrey that's left as the non-complicated one. But Jamie Lannister especially, really, really dynamic approach to how they develop that.
Yeah, I mean, the first episode, we see him fucking his sister and shoving Bran out the window, right? We're like, we definitely know we hate this guy. Whatever else we know we hate this guy.
This is a bad guy.
And now all of a sudden, super sympathetic, super human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll that's allowed. I'll give you that one. MVP candidate, Jamie. Shannon, what about you?
I think as far as adding things to the season, it has to be a tie between Tywin Lannister and Olenna Tyrell.
Oh, okay.
Because I loved that scene where they were crossing swords. It was like, oh, here are the two people who are really running this kingdom.
Yeah.
With their letters and their clever subterfuge.
Yeah,
I really liked both of them.
I was going to say Tywin himself. I mean, he in this episode just I've been watching the whole season again, trying to write my end of season essay on this one, and early on in the season, Cersei says to Tywin, like, you try controlling him when he doesn't get his way, and he's like, oh, I will. And then in this season, he as Tyrion puts it, Tywin literally sends him to bed without his supper.
Yeah.
Like, the king is feeling tired. Maybe some dragon's bane or whatever. I'm not tired. Go to bed. All right.
Yeah, I'm curious. Just as a side note here, I'm curious to see how Jamie interacts with his father now that he's back and in this new state, and also with his son. Like, again, this episode was a little disappointing in the sense that when he came back, we didn't get to see him interact with anyone other than just, glance at his lover from the doorway.
But a lot was communicated there, I have to say.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you're right. It'll be interesting to see how Jamie reassimilates into the power structure there. Okay, so next up, most overrated character or most disappointing character.
Torturer dude. What was his name? The guy who tortures?
Ramsay Snow.
Yeah.
He brought you down, huh? You didn't like his joke about the pork sausage, I take it?
Not so much. It was a little over the top. He tortures in between meals. It's just like, really? Okay.
Okay. Shannon.
You can just say the same one if you want.
Yeah, he's really bad. I would say Roz, but I mean, how she went out, I feel bad, spitting on her grave like that. I hated Roz. She doesn't exist in the books.
Oh.
So it's just this character that she's like the every whore. She's like all the whores put into one person for the purposes of exposition.
Oh, I see.
So it's for book snobbery purposes here.
It's like, oh, here's Roz again to explain something to us that we don't understand, and her boobs are going to be out.
That's funny because I would have not have thought of her in the same category. But now that you've convinced me. But she was all right.
Maybe they did a good enough job with her that I forgive it. It's fine. But just when you know that there are other characters that are being left out, and then they include these weird,
right?
They're not fake because the show's different than the books. But as a book person, I'm like, Roz, you're not even real. That's what I wanted to tell her whenever she was talking. But then she died, and everybody was like, "Oh shit, sorry." Sorry, Roz. So, I guess I'm saying Roz. Sorry, Roz.
All right, mine. I'm gonna go with Jon Snow.
Oh, bold. Love it.
I feel like Jon Snow gets a lot of cred. People say he's attractive. I don't know. I don't see it either way. He
Wait,
just
can I
it's
do my
kinda-
Jon Snow impression? Jon Snow. Jon Snow.
That's
That's
really
right.
good.
He's
Thank you.
definitely got that Stark. I need to do what's right. Not only that, but I need to be an asshole about doing what's right thing going on.
Right. And can we talk quickly about his getting shot 3 times by his lover? Like, I don't know if this happens in the book, but this is like a Hollywood trick that's got to stop where, you know, the love-hate relationship, I'm going to hurt you but not kill you, and you're going to run off, and then we might get it hooked up later, and no vital organs are damaged in the making of this scene. And it's, I don't know, just a little too much for me.
Well, earlier in the season, by the way, if you have time and nothing else to do, I encourage you to watch the season again. It makes way more sense.
Second time.
But earlier in the season, what's her name? Ygritte says to Jon, okay, do what you will. Maybe you'll betray my people, but do not betray me.
Yeah,
I
I'm your
will
woman.
end you.
Yeah, she will
Yeah.
end you.
And so, that was part of it.
Subtext was, I'm a really good shot, because I know exactly where to hit you where it hurts, but I still love you and I won't kill you.
Well, it wasn't too far away, and she is a pretty good shot. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 arrows was a lot. In the books, that scene happened when he left them initially. So
better.
like right as he's riding away on the horse, Egret's like, "God damn it!" and she shoots him in the leg once. Like so,
Oh,
so
that's
it can
way
kind of
better.
so it can kind of be misconstrued as like she's pissed, or maybe she wasn't really trying to hit him, or maybe she did want to hit him because she was really mad but missed. So in the books, it makes more sense.
That is way better. I'm so glad you told me that, Shannon, because that makes me forgive the author of this story more than, and it just makes me blame the execution a little bit.
Yeah, because it was right in the moment of when he's leaving her, so she was
Right.
really mad. So it makes more sense.
All right. Okay, so one more. Which minor character, like most underrated, which minor character do you feel really helped the season, but without, getting a whole lot of fanfare?
The Hound.
I agree. I like the Hound.
All right.
Yeah, he's really come around. He was supposed to be a pretty evil dude and scary dude, I guess, with his look and everything. But nowadays, he's you just want to hang out with him, grab a beer, talk for a bit.
Right on.
Yeah.
Shannon, do you have one?
I like the Hound too. I like the Hound, and he's not getting that much credit either this season. Neither's Tyrion, but Tyrion's not doing a whole lot. He's really just getting shat on a lot in the season. of
Yes, he
Game of
is.
Thrones. Which I can't really blame him for. His family they're being dicks to him. So.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Davos.
Oh yeah, no. See, he's so underrated. You don't even think of him, but he's a good one.
Yeah.
He's one of my
yeah.
favorite characters in the books. Sir Davos Seaworth.
He's playing fast and loose. He's about got himself killed a couple times already. Who knows if it'll end up happening.
Stupid red witch.
All right. Well, this is getting a little bit long. Is there anything else we want to say about this season to wrap it up?
Just looking forward to the next season. I'm hooked, but I'm also, people are discussing online, at least the people I know, if anything really happened, if enough happened. And I think by comparison to other shows, maybe it feels like less happened because there's so many stories happening concurrently. But in the end, does it really matter? I'm hooked. I want to see what happens next anyway.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. I feel like they're just sort of continually setting up the chessboard for what's
Sure.
going to happen next. So.
Well, the one more thing I want to say, and this is sort of teasing my essay, which is almost done. Hopefully, it'll be out in the next few days. But my thesis is, I'm kind of glad the Starks seemed decimated because, not because they were naive or not smart, but because they were boring as hell.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we have the Lannisters, other people who are just more interesting. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how things go forward.
Right there with you. Awesome.